This is going to be a completely body weight, upper body exercise. You don't need anything, just your mat and yourself. I'm gonna start lying down on my mat. We're just gonna start by having our feet hip distance apart and putting our hands up, and then just opening them out wide all the way with our fingertips spread nice and wide, and just opening and closing here. And what we're doing is we're drawing the movement out of our chest. So starting to activate the pectoral muscles and allowing our back to keep contact with the mat here. So just like this, just warming up, getting some movement in. We're going to just be moving our arms in every direction possible. Really just Pilates inspired movements. And when you come and close your arms at the top, you can give yourself a little exhale and squeeze out of the pecs. So when we do this type of movement, you're really creating your own resistance. If you want to have little weights, obviously that will make it much more of a challenge, but this is just about activating all of the muscles. So we're gonna take this movement and we're gonna change it to above the head. So let's switch down so you can see me, and we're gonna just go over our head and all the way down like this, like we're painting big brush strokes here. So our back is still completely on the mat, and our lower back is too. And we're just making big motions here. So you might like feel some pops in your back or like some crunching. And that's totally okay, just to like get it all flowing. Nice, easy warm up. Just like this. And I know it seems really simple, but sometimes the simplest movements are really honestly the best for you. So this is just what we're going to do. This is just how we're going to start. And we're going to do a couple more here, and then we're going to take our next warm-up exercise on our tummy. So let's do like 3 more. Oh, you hear my shoulder pop? Anyway, so you can sync your breath here with the movements. And let's go ahead and flip it over onto our stomach. And here we're just gonna get a little bit of a row motion going. So keeping our chest lifted off the floor as much as possible, allowing our hips to sink into the mat. And we're going to try to keep our gaze down in between our hands here, so our neck is protected. And we're going to start to bring some full row movements into our upper body here. So activating that pull motion from your upper back. And you can sync your breath here too with the movement, just like this. Especially breathing in as you extend to stabilize your core, and breathing out as you pull. And you might start to feel the burn a little bit, which is perfectly good. Keep going. Just like this, we're going to hit our whole upper body just with these simple Pilates moves. So at first it seems really easy and simple. Don't hit your elbow like me, but then you start to feel the burn. So it's important to breathe deeply when you do this, because your breath is fueling those muscle cells. This is aerobic training. Okay, let's take a little stretch here. Not aerobic in terms of like cardiovascular, but in terms of the type of muscle cell that you're training. So this would be slow twitch muscles. Let's come back down. And we're going to just hover here. And I want you can put your head on the ground like this. And I just want you to lift up here. So we're making scarecrow arms, and we are squeezing as if there is a pencil in the middle of our back, and we're trying to squeeze the pencil. So we're just going to lift here. I know it seems a little bit basic, but you are going to start to feel the burn here in traps and rhomboids. Keep going, just like this. Taking deep breaths, sinking into the mat. And 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Good. We're gonna lay down. You can shake out your spine a little bit if you need to. And we're going to bring ourselves up now into a seated position. And we're going to put our arms out to the side like this. So you want to roll your shoulders back and then down. And we are going to take some circles backwards, just like this. So keeping your chest up and open and feeling strong. This is really going to get your delts, your rear delts here fired up. You should start to feel the burn here. So this is how we do that gentle toning. Let's do one more big deep breath here. In and out. We'll do a little swoop. We'll come back up, find that back and then down, and then we'll take our circles to the front, just like this. So you'll feel the burn even more as we keep our arms up. The longer you hold your arms in this position, the more you're going to feel the burn, which is good. You should really feel this in your upper back. Just like this. Good, and then we'll swoop down. We'll come back up, and now we're just going to take turns swooping in front of our body, just like this. So having fun with the motion and making big pink brush strokes in front of you. This is not about perfection, it's about challenging yourself to feel the burn, find what feels good for you, and to keep your arms elevated for as long as you can when your muscles start to fatigue. So just swooshing. Let's take one more on either side. And then we'll do both at the same time. 10, 9, alternating which arm is on top. Just like that. 6, 5. Keep your arms lifted as much as possible. 3, shoulders back and down. And last one, just like this. We'll bring them down. And we are going to go into hands and knees first. So with our elbows over our wrists and our shoulders over our elbows and our knees under our hips. And we will extend opposite leg and arm. So I'm doing left leg, right arm, and we are going to just take a little bit of a crunch here, mimicking that movement we were doing when we were first on the ground with our mat, just like this, bringing your hand to your knee, bringing your gaze to the floor, and breathing out when you crunch and in on the way up. Good, one more, and then we are going to switch sides and warm up the other side. So extending opposite leg and arm. This time I have my left hand and my right knee, and we're going to bring them to crunch in the middle. Breathing out as they tap each other and pushing out of the mat, just like that. So focusing on your breath, keeping your belly button drawn towards your spine, and feeling so strong Let's do one more. And we're gonna go back to the other side now. This time, we're just going to take little pulses. So we'll extend long so that we are parallel to the floor, and your palm can face the floor, and we're going to pulse just like this. And you want to make sure that you're keeping your belly button drawn towards your spine again, trying to minimize the amount of movement in your torso. Pushing out of your knee and your hip and out of your elbow and shoulder. Breathe. Give me 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Back in. And we'll take it right into the other side. So extending your right leg and your left arm, palm facing down. And we'll start to take those pulses, pushing out of the mat with your hand and your knee, not letting your shoulders sink. And breathing here. We'll take 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Come back down. We'll stretch out into child's pose. Release those shoulders. You can give yourself a little rock side to side or turn your head. Good. And now we're going to come up, back into our hands and knees. And we are going to just extend one leg out and come down to the mat. So we're going to take 8 baby push-ups on either leg. So that's 4. You take it to the level you can take it at. 6. Keeping that leg nice and straight. 1 more. Elbows are tucked in. And we're going to go straight to the other side now. Extending out the left leg and breathing in on the way down and out on the way up. We have 3. Halfway there. Elbows are tucked in. Core is strong. 7 and 8 baby push-ups. Let's take a second to just roll out our wrists. We're going to go into some bear push-ups. So we're going to come up into our downward facing dog position by tucking our toes under and lifting our hips to the sky. You can pedal out here a little bit if you need to. The back of your legs are holding any tension. Bringing your chest towards your thighs. Opening up here. And then we're going to take little baby bear push-ups. So we're just going to let our head come down in between our arms, just like this. So if your head can go all the way down to the mat, that's great. If not, just push out of your elbows. So you want to feel like you're pushing from above your head. Need 2 more. Last one. And come back down. Let's take it into a plank. So we're going to go up just like this into high plank. And we'll hold it. And warming ourselves up here. And then go ahead and pump forward using your toes. So push out of your shoulders here. Feel yourself strong from all positions. Use this as an opportunity to practice clawing into your mat with your fingertips. Taking some of that pressure out of your wrists and pushing out of your shoulders. And then we'll send it back into a little breather as you warm up for your plank. And we'll take it right back into the plank. And this time, keeping your feet hip distance apart, we're going to take shoulder taps. So you will have a little bit of movement in your body here, but try to keep it to a minimum. You are shifting your weight, and you're going to notice the shift in your toes as well. But just try to keep your core nice and strong like this as you tap opposite shoulders. And take this at your own pace here, making sure you give yourself enough time to transition safely. Let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down into child's pose. Let us take this into a little bit of a side plank. So we can start down here on our side. You can do this with your feet one in front of the other or stacked, whatever you're more comfortable with. And we're going to come up into a side plank, just like this. And lifting our hips up towards the sky. We'll bring our other arm up and pushing out of this bottom arm. We're just going to give ourselves little half circles, or I should say big half circles here. So challenging both arms. Try to keep your hips square as possible and push out of the mat. We'll do 3, 2, and 1. Coming down. We're going to take this into the other side. So putting our feet either one in front of the other or on top of each other and putting our wrists underneath our elbow, popping up, sending our hips to the sky, smiling, pushing out of the shoulder, and we'll give ourselves some big paintbrush strokes here, trying to keep that top hip on top, actually keeping them square, keeping our core strong. Deep, deep breaths. And 3, 2, and 1. Gently coming back down. What we're going to do is we're going to repeat some of the basic movements. So we'll take it back down to our stomach. We'll do some more of the rows, just like this. Okay, so we're just going to do some more of these full range of motion rows, keeping our chest lifted off the mat and drawing all of that motion from your upper back with the deep breathing. And we've got 5, 6, 2 more, squeezing, and then we'll come back down to the mat, and we're going to take that cactus arm and squeeze our elbows back, just like this. Deep breaths. Give me 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And then we're going to take those arm circles again for the delts, extending our arms out. Our shoulders are coming back and down. And we're going backwards first, making these little circles, or big if you need to, just like this. Breathing, smiling, squeezing the delts and giving yourself your own tension there. And then if you need to, you can drop your arms down, or this time we'll just go straight into circles facing forward, just like this, with deep breaths. Giving yourself a pause if you need to. And then you are going to just keep your arms lifted, and we'll do those paintbrush motions in front of our body. So we'll do 8 of those. That's 4, 5, 6, and last one. And then we're going to do 8 of both arms at once. So try to keep them up as long as possible, or as high as possible. And you can take a break if you need to. We're halfway there, alternating which arm goes on top. And let's do 2 more. Last one. So we are going to do some push-ups. So you can take these on your knees if you need to, or you can extend out and do them on your toes if you feel comfortable. So find your nice strong plank position and keep your elbows tucked into your body if possible. And breathe in on your way down and push your mat away on the way up with your breath. So just like that. And do a couple more. Feel that burn. So good. And into child's pose. Give it a little bit of a rest for your shoulders, which we worked so hard in just a short amount of time. That is going to conclude my little body weight, upper body workout for today. So thank you for doing it with me. So my YouTube's obviously free, Insight Timer is free, Patreon is $5 a month, and I'm KatieLynnLives everywhere. Anyway, I gotta go, guys. All right, bye. Have a good day.